Welcome to episode 7 of Links.AS's PLMin10. Engineers, welcome to the enterprise. Today we're going to be taking a tour of SAP Engineering Control Center, or ECTR for short, specifically version 5.1. ECTR brings the CAD world of design engineers into the enterprise, linking the conceptual product design with the actual material data that drives manufacturing operations. Why is this important? Well, there are a bunch of reasons, but if we take one of the primary goals of PLM that is cited in every business case, that's speed to market. Ensuring product development systems are aligned from EBOM to MBOM reduces the manual entry and improves data accuracy and ultimately product compliance. With ECTR, engineering isn't simply throwing the EBOM over the wall for manufacturing to recreate the bill of materials. This integration also makes businesses more responsive to product changes, both from R&D to manufacturing, as well as from the shop floor back through R&D. Again, that's just one point, a big one though. There are also gains to be made in supply chain, procurement, and elsewhere. So here we are logged into ECTR, Engineering Control Center. This is, again, 5.1. It's a flexible tool for design engineers. It lets them manage CAD data in the SAP ERP system. You see it has a familiar Windows look and feel, and the workspace layout and menus can be managed by the individual user. I'll show you that flexibility in a little bit. For now, we're looking at the default engineering view. You can see in the upper left is my desktop with the CAD model for a clamp already loaded into the system. We'll bring a new model in later in this demo, but for now, I just want to tour the user interface. The window below lets you access and navigate the assembly components. And to the right is the bill of material, corresponding bill of material in SAP. And above that is the object browser with the associated data for each object. You can specify what data you want to display with a simple configuration, as you see here. All the data are updated in real time. ECTR is using metadata from CAD, and SAP synchronizing the data in the background. The whole process gets documented along throughout the life cycle and is displayed in the window here, as you can see, with icons and text. So for the highlighted clamp foot pin, the object type is an assembly. The green light means it's released. The pencil means it is checked into SAP. The dock icon means there are neutral formats available like JPEG, PDF, or 3D right hemisphere versions. And the last icon there means there is a material master is assigned to the DIR. Now, as we talked about earlier, the workspace within ECTR is customizable. There are some predefined layouts here that you can see that you can toggle through. But what you can do is you can remove these windows, bring in additional ones. If you go under the window menu, you can see all the options that you can have to customize the user interface. So here we're putting the 3D viewer back in. And if we close out the object browser and go back to it, it snaps right back in place. And then you can find a connecting point within the windows, and you can modify and move around the workspace. And here we just generate the actual view of the clamp from Visual Enterprise. So you can see from a user experience standpoint, the user has a lot of options and power over the way they want to work within the CAD and the SAP environment. So that's a little bit about the flexibility of the workspace and integration of the CAD and SAP environments. When it comes down to navigating through PLM objects, projects, and designs, ECTR is structured on a folders or directories-based model. These can be public for collaboration or private. But ECTR also has a robust search functionality and ability to save and favorite queries. So when I search on clamp, you'll see the result set load in the desktop viewer. I could save this result set and this query for use later. And you can see, just navigate through the objects and the data changes to the right in the object viewer. Now I want to highlight some of the capabilities of working with multiple files at once. There is a mass change functionality within ECTR. Here I've clicked on the icon and selected the objects, and I can, with one action, I can change the description in all the files if I want. And this would move back and forth between ECTR and SAP. Another mass update functionality by clicking the green check and pencil icon is to change the status on multiple objects at one time. It saves you the time from going through each one separately. So you'll see that when this change is applied, a green check will show up next to each object in the object viewer. This indicates that these objects are now final release status. Another thing we can do with multiple objects is clone. So for instance, if we have a redesign effort, we want to take the original, create a copy of it to do modifications on certain parts. We can do this via the clone tool. Again, we select multiple objects, click the clone icon, and you'll notice the new version now is 0.1, and that'll reflect when we apply the changes in the desktop viewer. Now, the last thing I want to touch on before we look at importing a CAD design is how do we work with the data visually? And that's through SAP's Visual Enterprise. The 3D file is generated in the background via Visual Enterprise Generator and allows users on the ECTR side to navigate through a design and its associated materials in SAP. These digital twins can be very useful not only to designers, but across the enterprise to others outside of the CAD environment who need to interact with the product. Okay, that was a feature function overview. Now let's take it from the top and look at importing a CAD file into ECTR, generating the materials and bill of materials. In this demo, I'm working with SOLIDWORKS, but ECTR supports all major CAD systems: Pro Engineer, Unigraphics NX, AutoCAD, Inventor, Solid Edge, etc. So we're going to start up SOLIDWORKS here, and we're going to find a drawing for a rear suspension. And then what we're going to do is import that into SAP. So you get the dialog and you select all the objects and they all get imported into ECTR and they appear in the desktop viewer here. There you can see, just like before we were navigating through the objects, but you see they have no material assignments to them. So we're going to select all, and then we're going to create materials. And we hit OK, and the system begins creating the materials in SAP. Now you can see the pencil icon now and the material icon next to that. Now we're going to save and display on the SOLIDWORKS side, which unlocks the original document in SAP PLM. So we can see here we're going to display and show that the bill of materials has been created. You can see this in ECTR. But this is also in the standard backend SAP system, which I'm going to show right here. We will go into SAP and we'll search for that BOM. And you can see the BOM has been created in SAP. That was a 10-minute peek at SAP Engineering Control Center. I hope it was helpful. Any questions, feedback, or topic suggestions, please send them to watchit@PLMin10.com and follow us on Twitter @PLMin10. Thank you for watching.